So we're live. Welcome back to Longbox Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs pulled from the long box. Now, we are going to wait a few minutes to try to let people see, the one or two people that usually join us, to see, hey, they're on. Let me jump onto that because I am excited to see Longbox Diving talk about comics again. New comics, brand new comics. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
It's been way too long since we've had some new ones out.
Forever. It's like 10 weeks lockup, quarantine.
Lockup. No.
But it's been like 8 weeks of no comics. Can you imagine 8 weeks of no comics? That is what we've been dealing with. 8 weeks of no comics. So it is now finally time to get comics again. So we started a live stream. This is our normal weekly that we normally did 8 weeks ago. We do our quickfire reviews. We review the new comics that we picked up on New Comic Book Day. Review those comics.
Which now we have 2 new comic book days.
From
whatever.
The old point of view, old fogey, and the young whippersnapper point of view.
Yeah, that's me.
That's him. So I'm the old fogey. This is the young whippersnapper. So we don't always agree. We do have 2 different ways that we kind of view the world and reality. I like things a certain way. He's like, okay with that. So we have 2 different ways we see things. So we present these comics in a multifaceted way of the old and the new, the old and the new. So
there we go.
There we go. I finally got that right. So we've given people now almost 2 minutes to join our live stream.
They don't care.
And yet they are still not here. So you unfortunately, people, I know it was short notice. I know it was like 35 seconds. If you had clicked subscribe and a notification bell, you would have got a ding, ding, ding notification. You would have known to be here for the quickfire review this week. So we are going to start.
I didn't get the notification.
You did? Are you subscribed?
Maybe.
I hope so. There should be at least 4 views on all these videos if we all just show up and watch our own video. I mean, come on. Apparently, my wife doesn't even watch the videos.
No, that was obvious.
So yeah, it's just us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go through our first book for the week, and our first book of the week.
And might I say, it's a good one.
Deceased Unkillables, number 3. This was interesting. Now, this is done by Tom Taylor, and the artist is a guy named Carl Mostert. And with ink by Trevor Scott, Neil Edwards, and Mostert did something, and colored by Rex Lucas. Now, this is Tom Taylor. Now, let me give you a quick preview into what I thought about Tom Taylor. If you don't know, I was not a big fan of Tom Taylor in the Marvel line. I did not like what Tom Taylor did. I don't like his writing. It was boring. It was honestly stupid. I mean, he's the guy that wrote Mustard and Bigotry. Nightcrawler said that. Mustard and Bigotry. Really?
What? It smells like mustard and bigotry?
Yes. He was eating a hot dog. It smells like mustard and bigotry. I'm like, what? Come on. All right. But he did the Deceased. I think it was a 6-part miniseries. That was fantastic. That was a great series. Zombies, a zombie virus spreads everywhere. I did not agree with how Superman hit the Flash, and suddenly Superman gets infected because the Flash explodes and one of his bones somehow pierces Superman's skin, which not even a bullet can do, and he gets infected by the virus. Now, if they said it got in his mouth, if they said it got in his eyeball, if they had done something like that, I've been like, oh, nice way to get around that. But no, they said a little piece of bone went right in. No. All right, but back on topic.
Superman's Achilles heel is like right here.
Yeah, so just because, hey, we have Captain Comics, welcome, and Mastodon, welcome, guys. I'm glad you could join us. We tried to wait for you, but we couldn't. We just started without you. I am so sorry. I know.
May be impatient.
I am very impatient. And yeah, I mean, not everybody likes zombie comics. I get it. And at first I was like, but the cover, the B covers, the B covers were really, really cool. I like that. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. Number 1 was good. 2 was good. I did not like the Flash Superman. No, but Then we got into this, Deceased. Now, this was about the street level heroes. That I found interesting. What would Red Hood do in the middle of a zombie apocalypse? Who would you partner with? I did like the fact that he took the Joker, put it on the front of the Batmobile, and drove him around like a hood ornament. Awesome.
Oh yeah,
I loved it. But here they are. They're at a school. They meet up with a bunch of villains. Now the villains and the superheroes come together to form a community, and they find out that the virus has a hive mind, and that hive mind is figured out where they are, and they is sending a Wonder Woman on the way. And then they use Mirror Master. They get Mirror Master. Mirror Master can teleport around. A teleporting zombie.
It's terrifying. Teleporting with windows or mirrors.
A teleporting zombie. Yes, it's so they got Bane, and Bane opened the door, let the things in, and then we had Grundy.
Oh, Grundy was great.
Look at
Grundy was great.
Grundy ripped Bane's head out. Look at that. Look at that. That is Bane's head right there.
Ripped. It said Bane was strong and humanly so. Solomon Grundy was another whole thing, and he just rips. He has Grundy's head off.
What is Grundy?
Grundy is a zombie. Grundy actually is dead, so he can't be infected with the zombie virus. The Creeper has a super healing factor. We see Lady Shiva doing some epics, and she gets hurt, right? And when she gets hurt, she rips her own heart out to make sure she doesn't turn into a zombie.
Which is so kick butt. And she would have had her daughter do it, but she was like, I don't want to do that to you.
Then we see Slade hug his daughter.
Well, his daughter was hugging Slade.
And he's still shooting. But I mean, still, it was a tender moment. I mean, it was oh, love you.
It's like, yeah,
he doesn't turn to give me a hug back. So I understand where Slade, but then we have Superwoman or Wonder Woman just mash Grundy. Slade, look at Slade is like holding off all the zombies there. Look at that. That is epic. And even the writing here, look at there was a moment when he single-handedly held back the anti-life hordes, where he looked untouchable, where he looked unkillable. And then Wonder Woman vaporizes him, atomizes him.
I actually gotta like it when Wonder Woman just runs torpedoes into the Batmobile, and what's her face like, hey, buckle up. It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
it's the Batmobile. The missiles can't destroy this thing.
Wonder Woman.
She's like, buckle up.
Buckle up. And then there's a twist in here. I won't reveal it. You need to read it. It's only 3 issues, people. It's an afternoon. All right. But they make it to the special environment with Poison Ivy, and it's a safe space, a real safe space,
a really safe space.
Not a guy in blue hair dye, but a real safe space. And then we have all the villains. Look at that. That's great. They memorialize the villains in a very nice manner. So great read. All 3 books were fantastic. Street level versus zombies versus a kind of like a World War Z super hive mind zombie that overtakes Superman and Wonder Woman. Fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was wonderful balance between action and tenderness, like when Grundy died.
What do you think of the art?
The art. It's actually really nice. It's a lot better than I expected it to be.
It's a little bit different than what we're used to. Hey, Rob, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining us tonight. We are reviewing Deceased Unkillables real quick. So art.
It's a lot better than I expected a zombie book to be. So yeah,
it's a little bit different than I normally see, but it had a Frank Quitely type thing to it. But it was good, and I really kind of enjoyed it. The blood and guts, the spatter, the coloring was really good. The writing was pretty good. The whole overarching story. I like the idea of normal level ground superheroes, right? Red Hood and Orphan, right? These are the people that are going against, and Lady Shiva shows up, and you have Grundy, and you have Bane, and you have Gordon, right? These are street level heroes out there fighting zombies to protect kids. They train the children to fight like assassins. Love it.
Wonderful.
And then like the little girl pet a cheetah, and she goes, "Good kitty." And she's like, she's the only one that can say that. I love it, right?
She's the only one who gets to call me
You had
that.
little moments of levity in it, and they weren't too cheesy.
Yeah.
But they had some moments of love, or Grundy, Bane not touch children, right? That was good. And then like, hey, if you died today, you would ruin your poem, Grundy. So let's save your life. That was great. I love that. So
Can't die on a Monday.
can't die. So that was fantastic. I, as the old fogey say, recommend. Young Whippersnapper.
Yeah, $5. Yeah, let's recommend.
Was it $5?
Yeah.
Jeez, it was $5. I didn't realize that. But yeah.
Just throwing money away.
All right, so it's a $15 read. It was good. It was worth it. You got to read all three to get the full story. But fantastic, nice twist at the end. I liked the little twist at the end. I liked what they did. I liked the fact that Lady Shiva and Cheetah and Bane and Grundy and Creeper and Slade all trained this thing. All these children. It was fantastic.
Oh, that's great.
All right, so I can't spoil it. I won't spoil it. I'll try not to spoil it, but it's fantastic. You got to read it. So next book up, Justice League 44, Peril in the Pits of Tartarus. Now, first of all, this cover makes no freaking sense. How does Superman fall into anything?
This is great.
Why is Wonder Woman
Hanging on.
hanging on to Superman's cloak or cape? Is it a cloak or a cape?
A cloak comes around and usually has a hood. It's a cape.
Cloak, cape, right? I get
Capes kill you. Cloaks disguise you.
capes kill you. Cloak. So is Batman's a cloak or a cape?
Is it connected to the cowl?
Yes.
Then it is a cloak.
And it's a cloak. We have definitive proof. All right, so back to this. No, Batman wears
No.
it's a cloak. Look at it comes around the front and connects to a hood.
Perfect example. Cloak and dagger.
Cloak and dagger. Perfect example. Cloak, cape. Right? Is a difference. Yeah. That's supposed to flap behind you, right? All right.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So why are they falling? What are they falling into?
The pits of
How is
Taurus.
Green Lantern falling?
Right.
All right. So first problem.
It's misleading.
The cover makes no sense. All right, but the story was pretty good. Now, this is Vendetti, and honestly, I really like Vendetti. I like his writing, but the artist is somebody I haven't actually heard on. I mean, come on. If Wonder Woman's going to pull on Superman's cape, something else better be happening. Not falling.
He's referencing a song.
Hey, Rob. I don't know if I recognized you, but thanks for joining us, Rob. And
Yeah, you said
oh, I did. Okay, and I like the Deceased line. I mean, I didn't like Tom Taylor. I still kind of don't like Tom Taylor, but I like the Deceased line. It's been pretty good so far. And honestly, we have 2 books by Tom Taylor to review today. So now the artist on here is Zermanico. Is it? Do we pronounce the X as a Z? I don't know. Is it Ermanico or Zermanico? I don't know.
Xander's pronounced with a Z. but
Zermanica?
Even though it's an X.
All right, but the artist is actually really pretty good in this. I mean, look at the jet, and that's good. And look at the big monster beast on the other side that Aquaman's fighting. Pretty good stuff. Those are 2 very good principles, Mastodon. I do have to agree with you.
It's again referencing the song.
You also don't pee in the wind either. I know you didn't mention it, but I do want to recommend you don't pee into the wind. We're here in Florida, hurricane season. I've seen some stupid rednecks stand out and try this. It's dumb. All right, but let's. All right, so we have basically legendary beasts from myth and lore that have suddenly come out of nowhere and start attacking. And we got a Manicore and we've got a hippogriff. No, hippogriff has a horse butt. Griffin, because it has a lion's butt.
Yeah.
So you can only tell that animal by its butt. So we have to.
Or the scorpion tail.
But again, his butt. So there are all these animals coming out. They're attacking Superman and Wonder Woman. Of course, Wonder Woman saves the day. Wonder Woman saves the day. Some more good recommendations, Mastodon. Let's get that on the screen. You don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Slim. Life lessons. The young whippersnapper probably doesn't even know who the Lone Ranger is.
I know what song he's talking about.
Hi-Yo Silver! Do you know who that is?
Yes.
And you know who Slim Shady is?
No, that's not the Slim you're
But
referring
do you know
to.
who Slim Shady is?
No, because that's not the Slim he's referring to. Back to the book, please.
All right, so apparently we have some more things to discuss tonight where the young whippersnapper needs to bring me up to speed. I'm sorry, Mastodon, you have made a reference that I apparently don't understand. I know who the Lone Ranger is. Hi-Yo Silver. He rides a horse, has a mask. And apparently that is not correct.
Captain, you started this.
It's all Captain's fault. And so basically they come down and this is a great scene here too. That's great. I mean, the Hydra coming up. So they figure out, hey, all these beasts from myth and lore, we need Wonder Woman to take care of this because Wonder Woman is the myth and lore legend person on the team, right? Not the guy who
literally a goddess.
Not the guy who's the king of Atlantis. No. We need to go with the Amazon woman that lives on an island with a bunch of other chicks and knows all about legend and lore, apparently. So she comes up with the bright idea.
Help defeat them.
She did help defeat him. All right. So she stabs the sword in the ground, ties her lasso around it, dives off the edge into hell. Free fall into hell. She could have just flown. Wonder Woman flies. I do not understand why she had it. All right. Now, Jim Croak. How do you say that name?
Crochet. Jim
Crochet. I will be looking that up later, Mastodon, because I still have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't mess around with Jim. It's an older song.
I grew up in a fundamentalist family, and we listened to classical music. I've got to go research this. I'm sorry. My kids apparently know all about it. Jim Crochet. Croquette.
Something like that.
All right, so we have a lot of superheroes, and see, I don't know why she jumped off the cliff holding onto the rope when she can fly. I don't get it, but that's what she did. Play it loud. Play it load. I will. Loud. I don't know how to spell. So she dives over the cliff, and they're like, pull her back up, right? And then they throw an ice thing, and they crash so why do they have to pull her back up? She can fly. Let's move on.
It's great.
Like Jim Croce. All right. What they've come to figure out is all the mythical animals that came from Tartarus were apparently infected with something that makes them mad at a person or whatever grievance they've had. Petty grievance. So whatever the grievance they had against that. So they had a grievance against Wonder Woman because apparently Wonder Woman's who locked him in hell to begin with. I don't know why you would ever take a griffin and lock it in hell. You train the griffin and you fly it. We've all learned this from The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. You do not lock a griffin in hell. But that's what. So petty grievances out there, and then after they lock all the beasts back into hell by pulling Wonder Woman back up with her rope, play the load. I think it works too, Captain. Honestly,
English is difficult
for me. I can't use English.
I'm no good with spelling.
No, I am not good with spelling. I'm terrible at spelling. So what we do find out is that the superhero team is now infected with whatever infected. See, I can't even speak right. Whatever infected the animals now has infected the superhumans, and they now are airing their petty grievances. It's like a night of Festivus. It is time for airing of the grievances, and so I think maybe they're infected with Festivus.
You stubbed my toe.
That's awesome. All right. So basically, Green Lantern's mad at Batman because Batman always wants to be the boss, and Batman's like, "Stop telling me what to do." Then we have
it was Superman that he's mad at because
no, he's Green Lantern. He's like, "Hey, Superman, Green Lantern," and then Aquaman's like, You're always judging me, Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman's like, I'm the only woman on a team full of testosterone. Well, turn your volume down, Shan Fan.
It is Shanfana. I was right.
No, there's no at the end. Shan Fanan.
Fanan.
In Masson, we were off the rails to start. All right, so you didn't knock anything off the rails.
We don't even have a train.
You're just here to watch the train wreck. I can't even say it right. You're watching the chain wreck. It's the train wreck. Shannon, turn your volume down. That's my daughter, by the way. All right, so, and then Superman's like, I'm always carrying the rest of you. Can you imagine? And then we have the Spectre shows up. What? All right, so definitely, I liked it. Beginning of a new story arc. I know Death Metal's coming out, so I don't know how that's taking the Justice League. I don't know where Scott Snyder's going to be taking, the continuity and where he's driving the continuity. But the story here with Vendetti, and that's the one thing that's kind of a problem with story is, does it matter? I mean, does this story really matter? Is it really going to have any consequences? Are we going to deal with the fallout of this team now airing petty grievances? I mean, we did with Festivus. We did, should we have consequences here? I don't know if it's going to happen because Death Metal's coming, and is the board going to get wiped clean? And all of a sudden, none of this really matters. I don't know, but it's a good story. It has pretty good art. It has some dumb moments in it. Like, why are they falling into a pit when they all can freaking fly? I don't know.
The art on the inside was a lot better than the art on the outside.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad. It's a little cartoony, but it's okay. Who did that?
Not better, but I prefer it more.
I don't even know who did FFJM. I don't even know who that is. All right, so it was pretty good. So overall, the old fogey says recommend for JLA number 44, Young Whippersnapper.
You know what? Yeah, it was pretty good. I really enjoyed the line art in it. The colors worked to get together nice. It was just kind of weird how most of them could fly, but they were like, "Hey, let's not."
Oh, we agreed. All right.
It's not the first time.
This is weird. All right, so
no. You know what? Let's just wait till the next one, okay?
All right, so yeah, overall, art was good, writing was good. Kind of some dumb moments, like really, Wonder Woman had to be pulled up by her lasso. And then on the cover, she's pulling Superman's cape off. That doesn't make any sense. But that's me. It's a one-shot. Let's see. It's a one-shot. No one ever really dies in comics. That's true. But you know what? There should be emotional consequences for their actions. If Superman looks at Wonder Woman and goes, I'm always carrying you, she should just pimp slap her. Bam! Be done.
I would like to see that.
And then we have a full-on fight, Superman, Wonder Woman, and we know who wins because we saw Justice League.
Wonder Woman.
Oh. All right. So last comic. So that was the 2 comics so far. Recommend. We have one more comic to go through because apparently on New Comic Book Day, there's only 3 comics and they're all DC. So I tried to get Year Zero, but my shop didn't have it, which would have been cool because that would have been the 3rd comic this week about zombies.
Ooh.
But I couldn't get it. So unfortunately,
which is hinting at the 3rd one.
You couldn't.
The 3rd comic for today.
You don't get to see it. So the 3rd comic for today. Let me flip this over.
We are reviewing the 2nd zombie book of today.
Now let me get that. Sure. Okay, so we don't need to see us again. All right.
Yay. Okay, so DC's Deceased, Hope at World's End.
Deceased, Hope at World's End. This is a fully digital comic.
Digital first
comic. It's a fully digital comic. Now, granted, DC did do this before, where they said digital first, and they released Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash. They released Swamp Thing, but it was technically not digital first. Technically, it was Walmart first, cut and edited to go into digital first.
It's not how you do it.
It's not true. That's fake. But that's what they did. But this is supposed to be a truly digital first book. All right, let me move this over just slightly. All right. Okay, can we see it better? All right, so this is called, it's again by Tom Taylor, different artist. The cover was really good. I really enjoyed the cover. Look at
Oh yeah.
right in front of your face would have been perfect. And so
Thank you.
I really liked the cover. The cover was cool. But there's one thing you should know about this cover. It's not formatted normally that a comic book's formatted. When you look at a normal comic that they take digital, the comic is laid out in panels and etc. in a way that's normally for reading it, flipping the page, right? You're
Yeah.
turning the page, you're reading
For
the
a
comic.
paper comic.
It's for a paper comic that you hold in your hand that you get, as a writer, I'm ready. When they flip the page, they're going to get a boom. They're going to get wow, right? But when you read a digital comic, you tend to read it in a guided view because it's too big, right?
Yeah.
For the page, for your phone. And you can't read it all because now the resolution makes it really tiny. And so you have a problem with that. You guide it view, then you're guided and you have boom, and then you slide, and then boom, you slide, and then the reveals don't pop. The action sequences don't pop correctly.
And it has worse flow.
Right. The flow is not designed for a digital comic. This was designed for a digital comic. You can see the resolution actually has changed. It is actually now shorter and it's actually wider. And it's intentionally for reading it on a mobile device. Now, if you hold your mobile device if you hold your mobile device like this, right, and read a book or watch a movie, if you watch a movie like this, you're wrong. If you read a book like this, okay, because it's small enough. But really, you should be reading a comic like this. If you watch a movie like this, you should be recording videos like this. If you use a tablet, the tablet should be sideways. You do not read a 10-inch tablet and try to read it like that. That's not how it works. And you're something's wrong with you. You should be reading it.
That's where we draw the line in the sand.
That's the line. Like 16 by 9. That's what you should be reading it in. It should be this way. So this is actually formatted in a resolution that's designed for this, not this, right? It's designed for this. But it means the pages are shorter and wider. That means your panels are all wider, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you get more content, or you actually technically, in my opinion, get less content. Because if you look at this, and let's go down here, and you get 3 panels like this. Ding, ding, ding. Now, what you do see is you see that this whole story, give you a rundown. The story is about, from Jimmy Olsen's point of view, of how the whole virus started and spread and his part in it. We see, Perry White here get infected and get the zombie virus. The whole office gets infected. We see him snapping pictures in a little bit. It's good. The payoff between one panel and the next, we're like, and then you get into that panel and come on. Boom, right?
Click. You get that flash.
You get that zombie. Boom. Oh, it's like in your face. You get the flash from the camera. You can see his eyes right there, and they're nice and large right there on the screen.
It's
You're like,
terrified,
boom.
And he's doing it out of muscle memory, and you can tell.
Yep. He is not consciously focusing on taking pictures. It's just what you do in a stressful situation, and you can see it in his eyes. And it's formatted in a way that makes sense. It works.
I'm going to talk about the art a little bit.
Go ahead.
I kind of like how it's really rugged. It's not clean. It's very dirty. It's very rugged, and it fits the zombie, terrifying, gory.
And here's this is considered, I guess, a 2-page spread.
Ooh.
All right. So again, you can see it's rugged. He's got the lines are jagged. Now,
but the lines are only like that on the zombies.
Now, if you look at this also, here's another thing that I recognized. If you go down here and go to 2-page, 1 page,
nothing changes.
2-page, guided view, just slightly enlarged. Let's go here. Come on. All right. 1 page, 2-page. There is no more 1-page, 2-page type deal. It is formatted. It's essentially every page is its own. But it's formatted in the right way for digital. It's designed in a way for digital. I just think you're getting less content. Now, it is 99 cents.
It's a lot cheaper.
Which is what it should be. 99 cents is what it should be. That's good. Fits, works. The story works. But you're only getting, 23 pages, which means you're only getting, or 22 pages, which means you're technically only getting 11 of a normal book. I did have a problem with that. In one sense, I like my books to be a little bit longer. I like the 28, 32 range. I like that for a comic. I know you don't get that necessarily. I like the bigger books. I like to read more at one time. But But I do have to give DC props. They've actually formatted this in the right way to work on a digital. I don't know if I still have it downloaded here.
I don't know if it's me and the era I grew up in, because I've only known comics to be $3-4.
Yeah.
And this being 99 cents, I see it as worth it.
99 cents is a good price for any digital comic, in my opinion. I think they all should be 99 cents.
A $4 digital comic is insane.
No, it's crazy. But I don't know how many. I think we probably ran everybody off. But this actually works really well on the phone when looking at it, right? It works well. It's easily readable. You don't have to worry about guided view.
Yeah.
The pacing works real well. So overall, I like what they tried to do here. I wish they just had more. The comic, I liked it. It was a good one-shot. I think it's a one-shot. I'm not sure that it's a going-on story. That would be interesting to see the story from Jimmy Olsen's point of view and through the lens of his camera and those kind of things. I think it'd be interesting, but it's a freaking digital comic, and I don't want to collect digital comics. I'm in for reading, yes, but I'm also in for collecting. And I cannot collect a digital comic. You just can't do it. I like to read it. So, but if it stays at 99 cents,
yeah,
I might. All right. That's my rant. You take your rant now.
We actually tried to record this, but it failed. And I was saying back then that this works for me. I would pay 99 cents for this, especially if it's more than just a one shot. And it just continued on Jimmy Olsen's point of view.
And so it might work for younger readers, right? The readers that are just getting into comics.
Yeah, we grew up with
and they're not used to this collection, right? So he right behind him, you can't see it, but I got all these boxes. I got boxes in the cabinet over there. That's what I do. That's what I'm used to doing. So maybe as a younger reader, having this available as a digital and made digitally for digital readers might be a good thing. It might bring in some new people, and maybe they'll transition into collecting. I don't know. But we also have a virtual reality thing coming at some point, and I have a feeling that sometimes these can be virtual files that you'll be able to collect in a virtual environment, and you'll have a virtual library of comics where you have bags and boards and boxes in your virtual hard drive over here.
Frustrating would that
and
be?
You can put on your goggles and you just
in the hand simulator to try to bag and board.
Yeah,
my
imagine bag and boarding in a hand simulator. That'd be awesome. I love it.
That'd be awful.
I cannot wait for that. Not that it'll ever happen. I don't know if it'll ever happen.
No, why would anyone just buy a pre-bagged board for 2 cents?
No. I don't want a pre-bagged board. I want to get it. I want to get it just straight up. Separate. And you have to bag and board that Joker in the virtual reality. You have to purchase a virtual box and a virtual bag and board. They can make a ton of money off this, and you have to spend the time. Don't bend it. Don't bend it. Get it in there. You naked it. Can you imagine getting a virtual comic graded by CGC and get it slabbed? Oh, it'd be so much fun.
Imagine getting a poor grade.
You get a poor grade for a digital file. Oh, that'd be great. But yeah, I mean, that'd be awesome, right? But you could create your own displays. You could put them up. There's a lot of things you could do if you took digital into a virtual reality type thing. I know I'm way out there, but it would be cool. I think it'd be awesome.
5 years.
It's coming. We're not there yet, but it's coming. And I think for younger readers, it might get them involved, and it might get them into this whole virtual collecting virtual reality. Well, old fogies like me will still be collecting boxes and boxes.
It'll change the definition of scanning comics.
Yeah. Bring it in.
You could take your own select your own collection, put it in the virtual.
That would be awesome. Great. If I can take and scan my comic that I bought, and then I get a virtual copy of it, and then I can play with my goggles, right? And that'd be great. And then when you don't have to lug, you don't have to lug boxes everywhere when you move, or you have to resort. Awesome. I'd be like, Cortana, resort my comics by alphabetical order and then by numerical order and volume order, please.
By color.
And that'd be awesome. All right, so that we are way off now. All right, so
Uptown's got its hustler.
All right, so thank you everybody for joining us on our quickfire review. We only had 3 today. Maybe next week we'll have a little bit more.
I hope so.
But thank you for Captain Comics, Mastodon. Thanks guys for showing up. Rob Boswell. Thanks for guys for hanging around and,
Okay.
and listening to us rant
We're
and
crazy.
rave and be nuts, because that's what we are. We're the old fogey and the young whippersnapper. Yes, but Captain, if you're in a virtual environment and you can virtually hold whatever you want, it might hold the same sentimental value.
Sentimental, yeah.
You're not looking at a screen if you're experiencing the screen.
If you are the screen.
Oh, that's not good. You don't want to be the screen. All right, so thanks everybody for joining us. I really appreciate it. We had a lot of fun. I had fun. He had fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining the Old Fogey and the Young Whippersnapper. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, because we have more videos. We have a lot of content. We have a lot of content that people are missing out on. You're missing out on the content. You need to come to
Go
our channel
back to when he
and-
used to sound weird.
and
That
still
was
sound weird.
fun.
And look at all the content we have out there. We finally hit 200 views on our Extreme X-Men #1. Fantastic. All right, so and also tomorrow Sunday we should be streaming around 5:30 here on this channel. We'll be doing judging a book by its cover, and it's kind of Cards Against Humanity with a comic twist. Up to the line. We do
And
not
a
go over
comedic
time.
twist.
It is hilarious, and the winner normally gets their book onto Instagram with their caption, and
For
everybody
free.
gets to know how demented you are, and you will get a nice shout out, courtesy of us, to the 4 people that watch us. So we will have fun whether you're there or not. Even if it's just the 2 of us, we're going to have fun because we love comics. We enjoy comics. We enjoy having fun. Thanks everybody for having us and joining us here on the Long Box, and we'll see you next time.
I was way early on that one.
We'll see you next time here in the
long box.
Long Box. Have a good night, guys.
Bye for now.
Good weekend.